Greetings, mortals, and welcome to the first day of the Banner Saga, or the Tole Saga. Well, I don't know how I'm gonna flip this. I have never played this game before, and I have no idea what it's about. I have been told by my wife that it is similar to Final Fantasy Tactics, but she only knows about that from the trailer, so she could be completely wrong for all I know. All the other thing that I do know is that it has music by a violinist that I really like. Those are the two things that I know about the Banner Saga. So I'm going to look at options, and we obviously need to change this to difficulty on to the highest level, and it looks like we're set. So we're going to hit new game. The story in Banner Saga changes based on the choices you make. You'll occasionally switch between lead characters, witnessing the story unfold from different perspectives. Cool. The gods are dead. In their wake, man and giant survived through a tenuous alliance, driving black destroyers called Dredge deep into the northern wastes. Now is an era of growth and trade. Life goes on. Only one thing has stopped. The sun. Slightly important thing. Not having a sun seems slightly problematic. I'm sure we'll be fine. So where's all this light coming from then?
Að sjá dreggjana á ferlinum. It has been several long months on the road. The first signs of snowfall accost us on our approach to Strand, largest of the trade cities on the Val-human borders, and our last collection before returning to the capital. Several days ago, the sun simply came to a stop in the sky. Though during these long winter days, none of us can be certain how long it has been this way. Some of the men in the caravan have taken it as a dire omen. I am not quick to superstition, but I myself will be glad to be done with this year's rounds.
So the
We
sun
have been
has
warned
stopped.
by stranded travelers about brigands on the path through Ridgehorn, our road home. Our captain seems unconcerned. Perhaps he is as eager as I to be done here. We will rest here this day and inquire further when we speak to the governor.
We are a lot bigger than these people, holy crap. We have horns, okay. Wait, what? So are we raiding? Okay. You arrived just in time. The chieftain is in red and his men. The chieftain in red and his men are now looking at a tougher fight than they bargained for. These portraits show the order of initiative, taking turns from left to right. Your allies are blue, the enemies are red. Shield banger. The horned allies are a race of giants called Ball, who take up 4 tiles each, while humans fill a single tile. It's going to have a huge impact on your strategy. I see. So for these guys, you click on a... You don't click on an individual tile, it looks like. You click on So this is armor, strength, willpower, exertion, and armor break. So armor break presumably is how much he breaks the opponent's armor with each hit. I guess I'll just do what it tells me for now. To target an enemy, click the tile on which they stand. Ally enemy tiles are blue, the enemies are red. You can Interesting, so strength is how much damage you do. Block strength damage can be reduced by break type. Okay, so we can kill this guy outright. It's this 3 stars thing. He just pokes him. He's down. Each time you make a kill, your renown grows, which is used to later improve your characters. After taking action, turn its next to the enemy. Turns always alternate even if you are outnumbered. Despite being at full strength, the chieftain will do little damage against your shieldbinger's high armor. Now it's your Warhawk's turn. Clicking on gold tiles, characters can move further than usual. Ah, I see. Red pulsing tiles beneath your enemies show how close you'll have to be to get in range. So this only had 2 stars for some reason. Standard attacks only affect a single enemy, but your Warhawk has a special ability that gives him a unique advantage. Tempest 1. Normal strength damage to 2 adjacent enemies starting from target and going clockwise. Wait, why would I select him? It goes clockwise. I want to hit the other guy. Just then it'll... Well, it's the tutorial. Whoa! Made quick work of the chieftain's bodyguards. There's only one enemy left. Players... During pillage, each character moves in order, and there are no more guaranteed churns. Check the initiative to see how the orders change. Your allies now get to move twice in a row. If a character does not move on his turn, he can rest or regain 1 willpower. The chieftain will rest this turn. Okay. The fist and the stars above the fist. To add willpower. Ah! So So adding 1 willpower will deal 9 damage instead of 8. Okay, that makes sense. Goodbye. This should be interesting. The foe is lying dead at your feet would something. So we gained 8 renown.
Like a rabid wolf, that one. How did it come to this? We fool ourselves believing that peace will last. My grandfather built all this from a poor fishing village, you know. He watched the gods die, watched the chaos that followed, watched man and var slaughter each other, even before the dreads arose. All we've done is traded one struggle for another. Now that there are no more dreads to war against, we war against ourselves. This chieftain meant to kill me, and he's not the first. A dozen families in the city would gladly take my chair. This one had men waylaying merchants, both north and south of the
the city, strangling trade. Quite well, I would add, though he denied it to his last. This sort of wool doesn't stop biting because the head is cut off. It just grows a new head. I'm in a bad way, my friend. Help me finish this fight and I'll gladly send you on your way with double our king's tithe. Take any men you need. They're loyal, I promise you that. They will meet you down in the proving grounds.
Interesting. That guy, that was the most like rambling old man thing ever. It's like going on and on and on, not even taking a second to breathe. It's like, breathe, dude. It's okay. You're approached by a familiar man who walks in step with you as you're leaving the Great Hall. He cuts to the chase. Should I press the X? Eirik, Steward of Strand. I manage the governor's business. Euban, isn't it? Apparently it is. The governor tells me you'll be giving us a hand. Seems a bit chaotic around here, Eirik. It's been worse. We've got lots of irons in the fire. What does he want exactly? Scalfings that you didn't hack up in the Great Hall scattered after you took their chieftain. One moment. Scalfings that you didn't hack up in the Great Hall scattered after you took their chieftain. The governor just wants to make sure they stay down. Was hoping you'd join me in the marketplace by the docks. If there's anyone left to worry about, I know who can tell us. Click the market tent to visit the merchant. Okay, so here's my renown. What is great morale? Oh, so that's just the status of my morale. My people are very happy. I have 100 days of supplies. Can I save? And let's turn on closed captioning. Because these ramblers are interesting, to say the least. Let's do a little bit of the market town, I guess. Or market tent, rather. Let me handle this. You meander through rows of open-faced houses and eroded stalls. Colored canvases flap in the briny current. One man in particular blanches as you approach. Hod, I'm not in the mood today. For what? Talking to an idiot. Oh snap. The Skullfing's chieftain bled out an hour ago, Hod, so when you tell me that what rat anus the rest of them crawled back into, nobody's gonna try to kill you this time. They don't talk to me. He said to let him handle it, so I'm just gonna let him handle it. Eirik overturns the flimsy table, scattering... Why do I still have a quill. Scattering Hod's assortment of junk across the ground. Gods, Eirik, laying it on a bit heavy, don't you think? Where are the Skullfings? Nobleman, up by the east wall. But that was months ago, last I know. Had skulks away with a wave of Eirik's hand, gathering things up from the hovel, disappearing for a while until the blow's over, you figure. Your bodyguard steps forward. I have a bodyguard? Are we done here? Gunolf, you were wearing green back at the Great Hall? No, just bought them while you were walking around. Why? You look like a frog. I don't know, they look good. Why not? I'm glad you care. Golnoff goes off to look at more stalls. Eirik, that man of yours seems unreliable at best. A blind dog wouldn't trust Had, but he used to be a Skullfing. If they're licking their wounds, they've probably gone to old haunts, not new ones. Nobleman is a meat hall? Best I can tell, the name's ironic. Listen, I know a guy who would love to put a few of those scowls on the ground. I'm gonna find him. I'll meet you there. Shouldn't we have an approach? What a luxury. Come on, you've already mopped up worse today. Just make sure the governor remembers his promise. Double the usual tithe. I'll remind him. So, interesting that they use the word tithe. Tithe is usually used for deities, so I'm kind of curious how this is all going to go. Here's the meat house. Right in front of what must be the nobleman. A few minutes later, Eric appears with a weather-beaten man and introduces Valgard. I'll point them out, Eric says over his shoulder. Ready? Well, let's get it over with, I guess. That's the spirit, says Valgard. Okay, here we go. Who's Valgard? Valgard boots the front door open so hard it won't close again without repair. As you enter the hall, Eric is already at the head of his table, an axe drawn. Wide-eyed, drunken Skelfings scramble to find their own weapons, turning tables and meat steins in the process. Okay. So this time I should have access to more than just... Oh my god, there's quite a few of those. Ah, so I can click on a unit to deploy them into... Cool, I like this. So we have... Oh, I click and drag in order to move the camera. What are these guys? 7, 7, 7, 7. These are 6, 9. So these guys hit a little harder. I don't know what the 4 at the top is. Is that willpower? I think 15 defense. Oh no, that's offense. Okay, so these guys should only be able to hit for 1 damage, I think. How much movement do you have? Can I see? Now, I don't want this guy in the middle of all those enemies, actually, because he's a DPS. So let's put him over here, and we'll try to get him to a place where he can hit all of these guys, but not be in the middle of the fray. Okay, we're ready for now. I was hoping for more of a fight than this. How much movement do these guys have? They probably have 4 movement, so... Does it matter how many turns I take? Interesting. Gonna have him just chill for now. Oh, even when I'm outnumbered, I still... Oh, I forgot about that. So which one is this guy? Ooh. It's this guy over here. So I can actually attack this guy if I want. Who's this? So it looks like it's going to be all these guys, actually. So let's take advantage of... Actually, do I want to go there? Yeah, why not? What does Rally do? No. %70 chance to do 1 point of damage. That might have been a mistake. don't think there are attacks of opportunity in this game, so... Who's this? Okay, so let's move. Okay, so he can't attack. And he has no willpower, apparently. I'm gonna move him here. He's Stonewall. So if I attack him, can I still move? What is this? This right then. It said that movement comes after attack, or sorry, that movement comes before attacking, so I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to move if I attack with this guy. Look what I'm going to do. Let's pop here, and then use rally on this guy. Okay, so we can move. We don't need to move this guy, actually. So I can deal 3 damage straight to his armor, or straight to his HP, or I could deal 2 damage. I think I'm just gonna go for the HP. Yeah. Because then I can go here. And we kill 2 of them in 1 hit. Oh, I can't walk through my allies. That's unfortunate. Nope, what just happened? Cannot find them. Oh, that's done. Okay. Nothing important. Let's see, ability rank 1. I'm just gonna move him here. I don't actually care too much about his willpower. We're just gonna pop Stonewall. I don't know if Stonewall will reduce damage down to 0. Ooh, he dealt 2 armor damage to this guy. Who am I on? Eric. I think I'm gonna have Eric here. Cast. I'm gonna leave him here for now and rally on this guy again. So he can probably kill both of these guys. I guess it doesn't actually do anything though, because they're gonna do minimum damage anyway. Okay, so this guy can go here. And he can insta-give one of these guys. But only the one. The other two he can't kill in one hit. This is somebody who's not even gonna help. Where are you? He can't move in either. He can't either. Oh my god, so this guy will get to go again, probably. Yeah. Okay, so this guy is actually going to be able to move over here and use Tempest before they get a chance to react. Oh, could I have increased? No, I don't think so. So we can move him here. Stab him in the face. They're still just damaging his armor, which is a suboptimal strategy. Oh god, this guy's terrible. Doesn't help me any. So I can do 1 point of damage, I'm just gonna do it. Kill this guy off. So he just did 3 damage to my shield bearer, dude. 8 and 6. That's enough for a kill. How hard does he hit? He could actually kill this guy if he has willpower, which I think he does. So that guy's down. Oh, I should have used more morale on that. Okay, so we have 7 out of 11 armor. What abilities do I have? I don't have any abilities on this guy. So we can destroy 3 of this guy's armor. Who's going next? Looks like him. There as well. So he's down to 3 life, which is kind of terrifying. So this will hit both of these guys. And that's unfortunate. Oh, can I hit him for 5? That's convenient. Oh shit, no, he has 7 life, not 5. Is he dead? Did I just lose my dude? That would be very sad. I underestimated just how ridiculous the going back and forth thing is. Let's see. Negative 1 hit points. Can't move into this tile, apparently. Okay, so we can go down here. I should have pulled the shield bearer dude out of the fight. Foes lying dead at your feet would regret crossing your path if something or other, and then something about a promotion. Tempted to reload. There they are. Gods be damned, I've got to wash off this blood. Eric is looking at the hall's windows on the bay. A fleet of longships approach with sails of bold reds and blues. One banner I know well, Vognir. Next for Varl Kingship, last we spoke. The other flag looks important. Yeah, important guess. See what I deal with all day long? Ah, things make a little more sense. You hoped I'd have a stake in saying everything's fine here when the royal guests arrived. Not me, the governor. Now I have to make sure there are no rotting bodies or pools of entrails still in the Great Hall before they come by. Can I ask one more favor? What is it? If you happen to stall our guests down at the docks, I wouldn't object. Maybe I will. Eric and Valgard hustle from the meat house. To his credit, Eric tosses the barkeep a spar of silver for the mess. You give an apologetic shrug and go to meet the new arrivals down at the docks. So my morale is great still. So is that guy dead for good? I'm not sure how this all works. Vognir. A familiar Varl stands under the docks. In your mind you recall a much younger version tramping the halls of Grofheim, abundant in purpose. God, Zubin, you're looking ancient. Comes with being old, and if there's Vognir here, there must be Hakon. Must there? Still bleeding tributes from poor and stupid old yaks? At what age do you lose your sense of shame? Jorundur demands it. I'll take that over lingering to death in Grofheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. Just returning from Arborang, in fact. And glad for it. Hakon mentions the other ships in the bay, sails still fluttering. Or motions, rather. Golden wolf heads emblazoned on red. The king of men, or someone on his behalf. The king's whelp. The king's son Ludin. Don't you know, Scrivener, we visit his capital, he visits ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakon has it. I'd almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around, Hakon. Then you're going to Grofheim? I have the distinct feeling that I finished my business in Strand and I was headed there myself. We should caravan. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but, let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. What he's trying to say is the prince is a delight to behold. Where is Mogur? Hakon, have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading up to meet the governor. A host of giants depart in his wake. You recognize a few, others are strangers to you. Guess I'm off to find Mogur. See you in the morning, Scrivener. I'll be along. The young prince of men ambles to his ship. He brushes off his tunic, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Ludin looks for all the world the sort of boy who grew up pulling legs from spiders. Long road back to Grofheim would be more interesting than most years, you think. Wherein suddenly settles in, and you chuckle at yourself about what an odd day it's been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Wagner's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Hakon, or introduce yourself to this prince they spoke so highly of. I think he was being sarcastic. Okay, so let's talk to this prince dude. Is this the right place? You find the prince at an inn. Guards blanket the building, including sharp-eyed Varl, who must be working for Ludin. A woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Prince Ludin. Yes, you're with Wagner? I don't remember you. Not exactly. I've known Wagner a long time. I'll be joining you back to Grofheim with my guards. Ludin looks up for the first time. The woman doesn't react. Why? I work for the king, carrying tithes to the capital. We crossed by chance. Oh, a tax collector. Fine company. What do you want? I'll go with number 3. I have a habit of recording history. A Varl historian? Ha! Don't you already know your king and mine both have been practically trumpeting it throughout the cities? I've been on the road a while, I'm afraid. Ludin takes a deep sigh. Whether tired or ungracious, you aren't certain. Maybe both. A formality, mostly. Wagner came to our capital in Arberang, and now we go to the Varl's capital in Grofheim to cement this grand alliance for the next age of men in Varl. You sound unconvinced. There's no need for it, and it's damned cold up here. You get the sense he's struggling not to complain outright. You take the opportunity to excuse yourself. So we can still talk to him. Scrivener! You find Hakon in the meat house surrounded by the other Varls. Strand is no stranger to Varl, but rarely sees this many. Hakon waves you over. Went straight for a flagon. Wagner's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall anyway. You already missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the human settlements that give me trouble. No surprise. What this time? When I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Ha! Humans. I guess if I only lived as long as a Yoxfart, I might be desperate to make something of myself too. It's not too late to start trying, Hakon. Hakon let slip a low chuckle. Any Varl could recount his deeds, known as he is for cutting the swath through Dredge at Wagner's side in the Second War and regularly since then. Down here, I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point. Just another reason to get back to Grofheim. Soon enough, I imagine. You drink until the meat house becomes overbearing, then step out in the cool air outside. Okay, so we have the Great Hall up here. We've talked to our peeps, and that looks like that's all that we can do for now. At dawn, you're awoken by the delivery of goods. At least you think it's dawn. Damn hard to tell with a sun that never moves. The governor's crest adorns the supply letters. All there, just as promised, to your mild surprise. You wonder if Eric has anything to do with that. Your guards take the treasure wagon down to the gates. Wagner is already there. A while later, Ludin and his men appear, groggy and disheveled. Mogir steps forward. Wagner's quartermaster, if you recall correctly, in charge of unwieldy entourage of warriors. You know him only in passing. He asks if you're ready to board. We are always ready. You follow Mogir and join the others. Usually the smaller doors set in the gates would have been enough to enter or leave the city, but the town guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expected you to draw a crowd, but there's nothing of the sort, just frustrated, tired people. It summarizes Strand well as a whole, you think. Okay, so we lost a man instantly because we're dumb. We have 85 fighters and 366 Varl. So I guess it's called the Banner Saga because we're going to be following our banner around. Let's hope we don't run out of supplies. Ooh, we're going to Vedrefell. Caravan stops for the day. A gift, says Mogir, cracking open the meat casks. From our gracious friend, the governor of Strand. Our paths. We'll toast to Wagner. Raise the drink, toasting the alliance between man and Varl. The others join in, Ludin's expression like a stone wall, but the others laugh at your exaggerations. Eventually you sit down beside Wagner. We'll chat with him. Thanks for the speech, slurs Wagner. Looks like you didn't have to miss out after all. Thanks to Moger, I thought the damned governor would never shut up. Did he give you the history of his entire family? He tried, then he asked me to clean up his mess. For your benefit, turns out. I'd have given the job to you too. Gods, there's no joy in politics. Speaking of, what happens after this business with Ludin? Hopefully the boys goes back to Arberang on his own, and I can take out some frustration on Dredge or something. Starting to sound like a cone. You don't like the life of a diplomat? Haha, don't you miss the fight you down your meat instead of replying. Vognir slouches and shakes his head. There's no great joy in killing Dredge, but pretty sure this nonsense is some scheme between the two kings to force some kind of lineage. Used to be warriors would follow you for what you'd done. Isn't that why they follow you now? Is it? Or is it because I'm next in line? These lines are getting muddy, old Varl. They've always been muddy, Vognir. Vognir stares into the campfire, lost in thought. You lead me to it. It's interesting. So, rather than the strongest being in charge, it looks like there's movement toward people's children being in charge. You rise groggily, the campsite of casualty of merriment. Modir is already kicking warriors awake when you spot Ludin stalking your direction. He sidesteps the sleeping bodies. Better wake up, you nudge Vognir. You're needed. Ah, it's Ludin. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. Vognir releases a caged yawn and receives a hard-eyed stare in return. How long to Grofheim? Ah, we're only 2 days out of Strand, you know. Come on, I'll show you on a map. Is this the map tutorial? Well, map driver, the portrait icon shows where your caravan is in the world. You can also tap on any location to get history about it when you're done with the map process. Okay. So we are here. Where are we going? I have no idea where we're going. At the end of the First Great War, the Varl had more to contend than mankind to the south. Above the Bradabek peaks, the lands crawled with furious, war-minded Dredge. The first Varl king, Einar, led the entire Varl race across the snowy fields to the Wandering Road, sweeping away Dredge as they went before forming the first Varl kingdom at Einartoft. Interesting. I'm not going to read all those right now. We head north and east past the forts. Grofheim's far from Strand, going to be a long march. You should have drank last night, Ludin. Why not take the ships to Grimerstead? What's the point of marching? The Silverstone Bay is called that for a reason. It stays covered in ice all year and would tear up the longships. Too bad, though. We could have shown you all the wonders of Grimerstead. A half-sunken city crawling with dredge and glaciers. You like glaciers? Ludin exhales through the nose, a poor disguise of his contempt. He turns and bats aside the tent flaps as he goes, barking at his company in the distance. Don't poke the anthill at Vognir. He seems no happier to be here than you. Spend a few more days with the boy, old friend. You'll be looking for a tall cliff to hop off to. Ludin's got a shorter wick than Hakon. Thanks, Vognir. Let's get going. Another half day to Vetterfell and we're lucky. Camp is where you manage your caravan. During travel, you can enter camp at any time by tapping the camp button. While at camp or in towns, you can upgrade your allies or equip items in the hero's tent. You can pass time by using the rest tent. Resting will improve the caravan's morale. A high morale will reduce casualties in war and affect your willpower in combat. Each passing day will use supplies, so only rest when necessary. The training tent will allow you to safely try out any characters in a mock battle. Add leave at the bottom of the campsite when you're ready. Okay, so here's the hero's tent. Click on units to view stats, promote ranks, and learn their abilities. Okay, so that's how many people they've killed. Ooh, rank 2 hits up to 3 enemies. Nice. Passive impact. Ooh, so any enemies adjacent to the target also take 1 damage. Cool. We should probably promote him. Let's increase your item rank too. So the greatest warriors on the battlefield are those who live past their first battles to start the journey down the path to legend. So so it costs 5 for renown to promote him. So he has 2 points available. When Ubin became the Varl's Cactus Collector, he was given an entourage of bodyguards to help transport gold. Gunnulf is the only one from the original group still alive, and for good reason. So I don't see any reason. What is this? What stat is this? Okay. The amount of willpower you can use on an action. Okay, so we'll just do this. Because if he has ridiculously high strength, then that'll be good. Is my mic muted? I'm actually not positive. It's interesting. Whatever. We'll find out. Let's see. So I can't upgrade this yet. I presumably have to be higher level for that. I can promote him again. Ooh, improve my ability. Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and give him even more strength. Okay, so 18 is the maximum he can build that to. So what does willpower do again? Doesn't replenish. Gotcha. He's 7 armor. I think I'm going to buff up his armor. Just going to make him as tough as possible. So now he'll be able to hit 3 targets at once. What is this? Okay. Oh, I can adjust the turn order. That's cool. So we have great morale. This is training, this is rest, this is heroes. What's training do? It allows me to practice with my dudes. Training tent allows you to test your party against a team of clansmen of equal power. Training fights never injure your allies or grant renown, but they do let you test strategies and safety. Trainer also gives you hints about playing preference. Okay, so we can now figure out what these guys do. So Mogir. Favor getting hit triggers a counterattack. Pain 1. Break damage to target. /1 return to favor. Okay. How about you? Knock back 1 tile, target bleeds 1 strength per move on next. Ooh! So a kill grants him an adjacent allies willpower. And Hakon is another one of these heavy impact people. Sundering impact. Oh, so he has a different ability though. So he has Sundering Impact 1. So 100% accuracy, does +1 strength and +1 break to target. And gives heavy impact +1 break as well. That's pretty cool. I like that. Okay, so we're gonna end the training. We don't need to worry about this. I just wanted to check out what these guys did. And we don't need to rest because we're fine. We can just leave. Get on out of here. Oh no, my morale is only good now.
Even the name means bad weather, where frozen wind sweeps in from the bay. They tend livestock, but most are just men driven from strand with nowhere else to go. Why else would anyone stay? We won't stop long.
By Hutterbarg. That's a lot of Varl for some missing cattle. What? A couple days back sent word to Strand about the cattle. Didn't expect an army. He looks pleased with himself until it sinks in that you weren't here on his behalf. Where have your cattle gone? Wouldn't know. My boy's seen men up in the hills carrying them away. Don't know many men who can hoist a whole cow by himself. Scofflings out there, maybe? Could they have the Varl working for them? Not from what the governor told me. I'm gonna take a look around and get the camp set up. Peasant spits, his eyes anxiously darting around as the caravan sets up tents. We'll be here no more than a day. There's silver for any food you've got. For hundreds of Varl? Are you serious? Whatever you're willing to sell. You thinking of squatting? Not enough room for a couple hunters here. Forget hundreds of... Shut up, hear that? Where's Ludin? It's faint, sounds like fighting and something else. Hakon takes off at a run. Wait, what? Did this guy seriously... Clicking on any tile will automatically make a path, but you can also set waypoints. Click once to make a waypoint. Now select the next. I don't want to charge this thing. Fine. Spearmen can attack diagonally and up to 2 tiles away. Click the top right banner to compare your stats with the enemies. Now click the enemy to target. Oh, that's nice. I'm gonna leave this on permanently. Armor blocks attacks on strength. Reach it. The armor higher than your strength, there's a 10% chance the attack will be deflected. Notice the chance to hit shown on the attack button. Attack this enemy. Why? It seems like a bad idea. Deflected attacks do no damage. From here on out, you will fail catastrophically if you don't break armor. Damaging both strength and armor is equally important. Well, sucks to be him. That was hilarious. Okay, so this guy has 2 armor break, he has 2 armor break, he has 2 armor break. So what we're gonna do, I guess, can we, yeah, there we go, that's what I like to see. 4 armor damage. Move here. What does this do? So we're just going to have him end turn. And this guy can go over here. He can deal 7 points of damage if he hits. Who's next? And that's the next guy. Can't get up to adjacent to this guy, so we'll just walk here for now. Do a standard attack, and we'll hit strength. There we go. And now he is a total weakling. So we can either attack. Scourge uses his weapon to summon him. So this should put him in insta-gib range. He's going to deal 2 strength damage to him. Oh no! That drops him out of insta-gib range. So I'm going to go here. So we'll do what now? Nah, it only does 1 break damage. We can do 2 break damage to him. We'll actually do 3. Just to make sure. And unfortunately, I'm not sure. Will Tempest hit all 3? No. We will hit him for 9. So if we do this, we'll actually hit him for 10, right? Oh, I see. So if I hit... this is... Gotcha. Okay, so we will kill... Ooh, and the AoE damage killed this guy. That's awesome. 1 willpower star is added to your horn. Using the horn will give 1 power to the act. Oh, cool. That's very awesome. So we can go ahead and kill this guy. I think that should be relatively easy. Booyah. The foes lying dead at your feet would regret something or other. Gunnulf is ready for promotion. Again. Because he is awesome. You trying to get yourself killed, Ludin? What are you doing? I was trying to get a shot in between the plates. You never seen a dredge before, boy? What kind of idiot? Break their armor first. Where did they come from? We didn't even see them. They were just there. The cone goes to where Vognir lies face down. The future Varl King lies motionless aside from a spreading pool of blood. Oh no. Vognir's dead. That is unfortunate. Poor Vognir. Oh, so now I'm going to play as this guy. I've got it. Hey, it's an archer. Where did that thing come from? Shh. Stay close. I think it saw us. Deployment happens before battle. Click your units, rook into left, and deploy them within the blue squares. Quick, ready to start the battle. Hit all units between the archer and the enemy in a straight line. Ooh, nice. Plus 1 arm damage. Bonus damage to targets who have lost armor if the archer has not moved. Ooh. Also take damage. Interesting. Adjacent dredge also take damage when hit for 3 armor damage or more. That's kind of cool. And this guy can use his weapon to summon an ally on the battlefield. That can move through allies. Nice. Does 1 arm damage, and all allies within range automatically attack. Oh, that's cool. So we don't want this thing to actually reach us. I want to find out. So I can move to here. Orange square and attack. Archers like Rook and Nolette have a much longer range than melee units. Oh, the morale of the caravan affects the willpower of heroes during battle as well. Okay, I think that we're just gonna wait. Can I shoot him? This thing is a starving dredge. Oh, maybe I should use my ability. No. Oh shit, I should have used morale. And yes, so you cannot move after an attack. So, wait, no. How low is her attack damage? Why is she only able to hit it for 1 damage? Oh, right, because she keeps getting her strength lowered. This poor girl. Let's see, we can hit him for 6. We can hit him for 7. Let's do that. So he just dealt 2 armor damage to her. There we go. Whew, that was close. She took a lot of damage there. The foe's laying dead at your feet, etc., etc. It's 3 renown. Was that a dredge? Well, it looks calm, but you can tell her heart is about to beat right out of her chest. It was. Let me see. Are you hurt? No, I'll be fine. When the dredge attacked your cart and the yaks bolted, it spilled most of the supplies. You can see more dark figures moving through the trees as you glance in that direction. All that food. That's the last we're going to get before winter. What do we do? Don't run. Don't run? Okay, let me think. Let's see. No, Dad, I mean, we're already lucky to be alive. I know, it's okay. Let's get back to Squilgur. Okay, so supplies represent food and other supplies used to keep everyone alive on the road. When supplies are gone, people will start to die of starvation. The more people are in the caravan, the faster supplies will diminish. See how many days of supplies you have left. towns will have supplies to sell as well as a few items. Okay, so I need to save? What am I doing? Let's see, I guess. How do I save? Gonna check the map. I don't know where we are, where we're going. My wife's calling me, so... Okay, I'm just going to assume that it is saved. If it hasn't, then I'll have to get back to here. So that's going to be it for today. Thank you everyone for watching. It's been a pleasure to record for you guys today, and I'll see you again next time.